This is Jack MacArthur recording his director's commentary for his video MMXX. So first off, we are greeted by a title card saying use headphones for best experience. The reason I put this in is because through my group presentation, I was told that the video started very suddenly with the voices and the music all happening at once, and it was just a bit too much. So what I did was I delayed the start of the video and put this beforehand, and I started the music at the same time as the title card, and the voices come in a bit later. So what you see here is the overlay of two clips that I took, both while in a forested area. And the reason I overlaid them and changed the opaqueness was to show the confusingness and the state of mind that everyone is at the moment, with everything just happening very quickly, not being able to focus on one thing because everything is happening so fast and there's so much to focus on but yet so little time. And that's the same idea with this shot here, with the shoes up on the street lamp and the empty skate park.
If COVID didn't happen, I would have been able to attend the funerals of my dear friends and family that have passed away.
With this audio clip, I thought since the message was so meaningful and hard-hitting, it deserved its own part and deserved to be heard without any distractions. And I thought it only fitting to go along with the dark death theme by putting shots of a graveyard along with the face of the actor I used, who looks confused, concerned. It's a range of emotions in one face, even though you can only see the top half because of the mask. It represents a loss that we have all experienced and felt this whole lockdown and this whole pandemic. This is an original poem written by me. The reason I decided to use my own work instead of someone else's is because I had watched Law by Sky Hupkiner and She Puppet by Peggy Awesh, and in both of those pieces they have such a way with words that it inspired me to create one of my own pieces myself. And if I was gonna show my style through my videos and my cinematography, I wanted to show my poetry, my ability to do that, even though it's something I never really do. This is the first time I've written my own poem. I'm quite proud of it, and I feel like it has really added to the video instead of me using someone else's poem. Humans only statistics, brought together by force and struggle, trapped inside, hoping now's the time. No more waves. All the shots you see were filmed by me, either from the park across the road from me or from my balcony, and the reason I've had to do it so close to home is because of the pandemic. My original plan was to go to the streets of London and show how deserted central London is when it's usually the most popular place of all. But due to COVID and lockdown restrictions, I haven't been able to get out, so I had to use the resources available to me. That's why I use so many of these effects, to show that there is beauty in the simple things in life as well. Enough is enough. Boris, this one's on you. To the rest of the government that didn't do enough. I know I could have included subtitles and closed captions for those who aren't able to hear, but I felt also my creative directive overruled that by saying that I didn't want the captions to take up too much space on the screen, as I wanted the video and the clips to be the main focus. But with this particular part of the poem and the message I am giving to the government, I felt there's no way I can really express like the way I'm feeling but with words and words only. So that's why I have the black screen and the big white font that goes right across the middle of the screen to convey the way I feel and like the strength I want those 3 words to have towards the government. In this shot here, I wanted to try and show the skills I have accumulated throughout this project, and one of those being chroma key and learning how to green screen. Saying that, I also wanted to keep the style of the video to my aesthetic, so instead of having everything be green screen, I found this clip where there was a bunch of green from the grass and the trees, and I just chroma keyed all those certain points in the video, and I overlaid it on top of to another video of a puddle with ripples, and that relates to the fake news being H2O. And I just think it's a very interesting shot to look at in general, because there's so much going on, but at the same time it's very clear that it's claustrophobic, and it relates to the poem.
Fake news is a new H2O. It's hard to figure out who you are when your defining years are spent in the same four walls 24.
This shot of the crane where it goes back and forth, I actually had to speed it up by 250 times, because the original clip was too long on its own to show the movement of the crane. And I also I copied and pasted it 3 times and put the middle in reverse just to create this loop effect to emphasize the being stuck inside and not having any change to your day-to-day. It just shows the back and forth of it all, and the grey sky really just amplifies that as well, how it becomes a big boredom. All of it just being on a loop, stuck inside, going crazy day after day after day.
Collapsing while my mental health relapses.
This shot here, it's another example of when I'm trying to do sensory overload, because there's so much going on. The poem is carrying such heavy words, and there's so many colours going on the screen. It's hard to focus on one thing, which is, once again, it goes to the state of everyone's minds during this whole time period of just pure confusion, not sure what's going on, not sure when we're going to get out of this cage, just constantly stuck.
Knowing others are feeling the same brings a moment of brief relief. But
this shot here was actually one long shot. I had the actor walk from behind the camera, stop at a certain point, turn around and come back towards the camera. And because the camera hadn't moved at all, it was easy to cut the clips into 2, overlay them and change the opacity to make everyone who was walking to and fro look like ghosts. And I think that also represents the sheer pain and the life being sucked out of our essential workers who have to go to and from work every single day, while a lot of us are just sitting at home waiting to get back outside.
What? Another day of the same?
And finally, the reason I called my video art MMXX is because in Roman numerals, MMXX means 2020, and I wanted my video to have a simplistic title but with a level of complexity, so it takes a moment to realise what it actually means, but when you do realise, it's actually very simple, and it goes to the theme of the unit, which is memory, and 2020 is going to be a big memory for everyone who was alive, because it was such a defining year in good ways and in bad ways.